Brandi Jennings is an avid hermit crab enthusiast that has spent her entire time as a hermit crab keeper researching and upgrading to provide exceptional care and an environment that will allow her crabbies to thrive. At every given opportunity, she will share what she has learned to hopefully help others improve their care as well. Brandi has 7 hermit crabs. 4 of her crabs are rescues that came from less than stellar living situations. They are now thriving and living the best life that can be provided to them, and she is forever improving on their conditions. Like many others before her, Brandi started her journey with a single beach crab and purchased 3 more crabs before she learned about the horrid hermit crab industry. She now exclusively rescues crabs and will eventually be taking some captive bred babies into her care. Brandi's expertise isn't limited to just one category and spans across many. She is an advocate for the welfare of all hermit crabs and frequently works and donates to locally owned Southern Pennsylvania pet stores to improve their care practices. She would eventually like to operate her own in-house rescue. Please welcome Brandi Jennings.
Holistic Hermes, shopping for and preparing natural foods for hermit crabs. I am a hermit crab enthusiast, which is a nice way of putting obsessed. I'm a single working mom of a toddler and a teenager, so I'm ultra busy to say the least. Along with my 7 hermit crabs, 4 of which are rescues, I have a mischief of 5 rats and a single Syrian hamster. Over the years, I have studied how best to improve my husbandry and would like to share a couple of things with you. First of all, let me begin with this pro tip. Whenever shopping for your crabs, make sure to have a reference guide on hand to check what is safe and what isn't. I won this nifty little pocket guide during last year's CrabCon, and it goes with me anytime I grocery shop. You can also open up the Crab Street Journal's food guide. It has recently added a search database to make it even more convenient. This small and mighty little book is packed with so much information. Pretty much anything you could possibly want to look up for your crabs is in here. Always keep in mind that if something is not on any of the safe lists, it is use at your own risk. My mantra is better safe than sorry, and feel it's really not worth it to deviate from the tried and true. Fresh and Foraged Foods for Land Hermit Crabs was written by Creative Solutions Ripped and Torn, edited by Mary Akers, photography by Mike Vukoder. All versions of the book are available for purchase on Amazon and worth every penny. In this segment of my talk, I'm going to show you the different things that you can find in local natural food stores. Things that you can feel good about giving your crabs, that your crabs will thank you for. Mine tend to like leaving wonderful tips right in the food dish. I'll be showing you different things that you can gather and prepare to add some natural DIY options to your crabbies' diets. This is one of my absolute favorite local stores, set out in the middle of nowhere. It has been in business since 1955 and is operated by some of the sweetest people that are always willing to help. Sonnewald, but I'm sure it's called Sonnewald, is Pennsylvania Dutch for sunny forest, and their mission is to live more gently on the earth. I wholeheartedly believe that it's very important to identify with a company's mission when selecting a natural food store. Sonnenwald's mission is sustainability, being committed to live more gently on the earth, education, supporting lifelong learning, empowerment, cultivating awareness and encouraging positive action, diversity, celebrating differences and seeking unity, harmony, and peace, service, being servants above merchants. They have these convenient packing stations that provide gloves, scoops, pens, bags, and ties with labels. Make sure that you follow the requested etiquette at any store and clean up after yourself. If you want to try and monitor what you're putting into your containers, you can use the analog scale that they have in the room. In the climate-controlled bulk room, which is actually super cold to maintain everything's freshness, they have over 300 bins filled with grains, beans, nuts and seeds, dried fruits, pastas, granolas, snacks, natural salts, sweeteners, herbs, spices, and teas. The grocery section offers local meats, free-range eggs, pasture and grass-fed options, and wild-caught salmon. The mill room is a wonderful service that can crack or grind grains into flours as you shop. There are so many items that are safe for your crabs in these containers that you will probably have as difficult a time as I do with not buying absolutely everything. I seem to have no self-control when it comes to shopping for my crabs. Buy a pinch, buy a pound. Save money and reduce waste. You can even bring your own containers. Just make sure that they are weighed by checkout before adding in products so the weight of the container can be subtracted from the cost of the product. Let's take a quick tour of the bulk room just to show how much they truly offer in here. I can't imagine that you'd leave this room without finding at least a few things that you'd want to take home with you. The produce section is full of certified organic and chemical-free fruits and vegetables. I can feel good about giving any of these things to my crabs. If they're on the safe foods list, of course. I even purchased some varieties of mushrooms even though I am allergic to them if I ingest them. Proper husbandry is setting aside your own reservations to provide the things that your pets need. Safely, of course. This is another local market and another one of my favorites. Their mission is also very important to me as my son has used their children's services. Part of the Leg Up Farm family of companies, Leg Up Farmers Market supports the work of Leg Up Farm, which is a nonprofit therapy center in York County, Pennsylvania for children with special needs. And also Able Services, a nonprofit day program for adults with special needs. I bet if my hermit crabs could travel out into the world, they would spend so much time and money in this store. It has a great vibe, a wonderful atmosphere, and so many awesome products. At this station, you can grind your own nut butters. The chocolate peanut butter sure does look tempting, but I'm pretty sure the chocolate isn't on the safe foods list. They also have olive oil, balsamic, syrup, and local honey on tap. The road to zero waste. In the bulk food section, you can bring your own reusable containers, biodegradable containers, or use the provided containers. Just like at the last store, make sure that they pre-weigh your containers so they aren't charging you for the weight on top of the product. There are so many different things for your crabbies and you in these bins. This is their tea section. Here you can find wonderful dietary supplements for your crabs. I often buy the beetroot powder, dandelion root, raspberry leaves, dried mushroom, bee pollen, and they even have spirulina. Don't forget to clean up after yourself and keep it nice for the next shopper. Make sure that you mark your bags clearly for easier checkout. All you really need to put on the bag is the product code, but I like to also label what the item is and the cost per ounce just for personal reference. They have a large, beautifully colored produce section. It has tons of local organic fruits and vegetables. They're pretty strict with what makes the cut to get onto their sales floor, and their definition of local is any producer that is within a 100-mile radius to the store. I can't even tell you how much time I can spend in this store. My wallet doesn't like it very much because when I come here I want to buy everything I see. The produce section is obviously the most visually pleasing, but the entire atmosphere has a calming effect. That's probably how they get me to spend so much money. There's way too much stuff throughout the general goods section to show. They have a large inventory of safe items for our crabbies. This includes oils, seaweeds, nuts and seeds, grains and flours, and so much more. They even have a meat and seafood counter that will cut you scraps from any selection of meat or fish. Every once in a while you stumble across a hidden gem. This is a small bulk section located in a small Pennsylvania locally owned grocery store. They have a lot of the same items that you can find in the bulk room or tea section of the other places that I've mentioned. If you're visiting CrabCon in person this year, head on over to Annie K's Main Street Market. Annie K's has graciously contributed to this year's CrabCon as a sponsor. Annie K's has a large assortment of oils, bulk foods, herbs and spices, honeys, and so much more. A lot of these messy ingredients would be great to use during a later part of this video. Annie K's has provided an exclusive coupon for 2023 CrabCon ticket holders. Ticket holders can use this $5 coupon on any $10 minimum purchase at their store when they stop in to check it out. So I have shown you the bounty of things that you can buy for your crabs, but I cannot say enough how important a complete diet is for your crabs. I don't have the time to fully provide their diet, so I supplement with the things that I find and make, but the bulk of their diet is found at approved sellers. And I know that I can rely on them to provide safe and nutritious foods for my crabs so that they can thrive. It is our job as keepers to do our very best at providing the necessary nutrients for our pets to thrive. Ideally, there should be some of each food group included in each and every meal to be considered complete. All of these necessary dietary nutrients are explained and expanded upon at thecrabstreetjournal.org. We all know that our hermit crabs can either be glorious eaters or like picky toddlers. Some crabs stick to their gourmet food mixes, and others are a bit more adventurous with their diets. I'd like to add a disclaimer. My crabs love their mixes. I just like to supplement with more things and sometimes craft my own. All of the required nutrients are met or exceeded in the mixes you can purchase from sellers approved by the Land Hermit Crab Owner Society. Our favorites are Crab Attack Cafe and Just Two Old Crabs. I personally feel that their value and quality just can't be matched. Crabitat Cafe offers the cutest seasonal bundles and stickers, beautiful little food dishes, many different popcorns, complete food mixes, and various other essentials. Our favorites are Extra XO, Color My Crab, and Healthy Hermie. They offer a selection of sizes and will even create bulk sizes upon request. Crabitat Cafe has offered a 15% off promo code for CrabCon ticket holders. Simply enter the code at checkout to redeem. Also one of our favorite shops that's approved by the Land Hermit Crab Owner Society. Just Two Old Crabs is a mother-daughter duo working out of Illinois that has been bringing us wonderful products for years. I can't say enough good things about them. I don't know about you, but we love the variety packs that can be found at Just Two Old Crabs. It's just so hard to settle and I need the variety. Every time that I place an order, I tend to stick with the newest limited edition flavors. They have the quirkiest names and flavor combinations. And to sweeten the deal even more, they frequently run specials and even throw in a full-size freebie with every order. They make these super convenient crunch cups that double as vacation feeders. My crabs go wild over these. Don't forget, general ticket holders can use the code CC2023 at participating CrabCon vendors from July 7th through July 9th to receive an exclusive discount. Cooking for your crabs. Natural cooking for hermit crabs. In this segment, I am going to be sharing a couple of super easy Crabby approved recipes with you. In these recipes, I've included many items that I've purchased from the shops that we explored earlier. Other treats that I've made can be counted as complete meals, but these specific treats are only supplements to a complete diet. This recipe is so simple that my 3-year-old helped me make it. This is a good way to serve the messier nutrients that they love. All ingredients are interchangeable. I sometimes add oats or other leaves to bind the messy ingredients. I wish that I could say that no blenders were harmed in the making of this treat, but mine was old and didn't like being put to work. Blend all ingredients until mixed through. You can use a blender or a food processor. Portion the mix into silicone molds. I use larger molds and then cut the chunks in half to put 2 servings into my tank. You could also use smaller molds. Freeze until solid. This step doesn't take long at all. It's only a few minutes until they're completely solid and you can pop them out. This is helpful if you only have one mold. Store in an airtight container. I would only keep these in the fridge for around a week. You could likely freeze them for longer. I have several pets that can eat these, so I never have to store them for long. This is what I like to call Muck's Dirty Scramble. I've named this dump scramble after my largest crab because he is always the first to dive in and hog the dish whenever I make it. You might want to put 2 smaller dishes into your tank when cooking for your crabs to ensure that they all get the chance to have some. If you have a smaller crew or just want to do this on a smaller scale, you could use a quail egg or 2 instead. Reduce all other add-ins as well. I put whatever my mood is feeling into this recipe. This just happened to be what I threw together at this time. You can also throw some bugs into the mix, truly whatever your heart desires. Don't forget to cross-check all ingredients with the Safe Foods list. And if nothing else, you could take one of your pre-mixed complete meals and mix it with an egg. Mash all of the ingredients, including the shell. This adds much needed calcium. I would not suggest giving this a taste test. It looks pretty gnarly. Cool completely before giving to your crabs. Keep leftovers in the fridge. I wouldn't keep leftovers longer than a few days to a week in the fridge. You could freeze them for longer. While you're in town, make sure you stop by Rowan's fruit stand. She'll be thrilled to see you. Thanks for listening to my crab talk, and happy crabbing!